Are you looking to record video with your smartphone and just aren't sure what equipment you need, what apps you need? Let me help you out. Hi, I'm Bill Booz and this is Photography and Technology Tools. The smartphones today are getting better and better and better every day with every iteration of the smartphone. The cameras are excellent and people are using them. And even though video recording with a DSLR or mirrorless camera has also gotten much better, the smallness of a smartphone and the fact that most people have one in their pocket or purse is causing people to leave the other camera at home and use these as their main camera or video recording device. In fact, there's a whole new movement that's risen over the last couple of years referred to as mobile journalism, or mojo as they call it, promoted by a gentleman attached to Ireland's RTE network. They've had a conference now that the attendance keeps growing and is coming from all over the world. So many network broadcasting companies like BBC and this RTE in Ireland are adopting mojo techniques or video journalism. Instead of using a regular video camera, whether it's large or small, or using a team of three people with a sound person, a video person, and then a stand-up reporter, they're equipping reporters with smartphones, typically iPhones, because of the amount of apps that are available for it and the amount of accessories that are available for it, and just because of its own ecosystem. Android's smartphones and the use of tablets is equally good, but the iPhones seem to be very, very popular with these groups that are equipping their reporters with smartphones. And so the idea is the reporter can go out by him or herself and really grab a story. It's less obtrusive, and so oftentimes they'll get interviews with people that they otherwise wouldn't have. People will shy away from that little camera crew that's with them, and the smartphone is less intimidating. Most people are used to having a smartphone pointed at them and somebody snapping a shot. My own experience is with an iPhone and an iPad mini, but Android tablets and phones are equally up to the task. So how does this work then? What equipment do you need to replace a video camera or even the video feature of your DSLR or mirrorless camera with a smartphone? Nothing. You can just take the smartphone, and hand holding works fine for capturing video, though there are things that you can add to the phone to make that a little bit easier, and we'll get to that in a minute. So you need apps. You need a camera app, and you need some kind of editing app. If you're going to do all of this on your phone, there are plenty of options. And almost every smartphone comes with a camera app. As long as the camera app has a video function, then you're good to go. As far as an editing app, on the Apple platform, iOS, you've got iMovie. It's a free app. You can download it, and you're set. If you have a tablet, an iPad, whatever size, I use a small iPad mini, then you can put the iMovie app on that, and that's where you do your editing. On the app front, though, I really prefer Filmic Pro. It's an app that costs money. I mean, it might be around $10 now. I'm not sure in the U.S. But it is dedicated to video production, and it really has lots of controls, and I like that. Most importantly, it allows you to watch your levels of your audio, because that's an area that you want to be careful with. And for editing, I prefer to use LumaFusion by LumaTouch. It's again a for cost app, but it is an excellent and really full-featured video editing app for the iOS platform. You can do an amazing job really just hand-holding the smartphone to do video, but you will increase the quality of your video tremendously by having some kind of a holder that has a handle so you can hold the iPod. There are lots of cages you can buy. There's a ton of equipment that you can add to your kit to make it easier to record with a smartphone. If you're going to record yourself, as I'm doing right now, or if you're going to record somebody else and you need to be able to have both hands free and interact with them, then you're going to want a tripod of some sort. You don't have to spend tons and tons of money for a tripod, but as is always a recommendation, get one that's sturdy enough for your uses and it's not going to shake, because a lot of times you're going to be doing this recording outside where it might be windy or uneven terrain, and you need to be able to level it in some way. So a tripod is helpful. A holder for your smartphone, which is the first thing I said, will also usually go on a tripod, so that's a twofer. And then the next thing to consider is audio. If you're really close to the person you're recording, whether it's yourself or someone else, within 2 to 3 feet away, then the onboard mic on the iPhone at least is really quite good. I'm often surprised at the quality of the audio that I get. But if you're going to be further away, as I am, I'm about 4, 5, 6 feet away, then using a lavalier or a lapel mic is handy. And you have to be careful about the connection. The mic needs to be able to plug into an iPhone, which requires what is called a TRRS connection and function. So you can get relatively inexpensive lavalier mics, but you may need to buy an adapter so you can plug it into your iPhone. There are also lavaliers that are specifically made for the iPhone. I use the Rode SmartLav Plus, and that is really meant for an iPhone. If you have a newer iPhone like the iPhone 7 or 7 Plus, as I do, then you need the adapter for the 3.5 millimeter connector to a Lightning connector. And really, that's it. You don't need a lot of other stuff, although it's enticing to buy it, and it does help. For example, I'm outside on the deck. It's a little shady, but I think there's enough light here, so I'm well enough lit for what I'm doing in this video. So you need a light. And there are lots of LED lights that are, small, very small in size. It'll fit on top of the holder. If your holder for your smartphone has a cold shoe mount, and you can also just use room lights. You just have to position your subjects in places where there's light available. But if you need to add light, then there are plenty of choices on the market for you to look at and purchase. And of course you need, if you go beyond just the phone in your pocket, then you're going to need some kind of small bag to keep all of these things. There's also the need for being able to transfer your files, and as I've said before, my favorite is this SanDisk iXpand drive because it is so versatile. I keep it in this little container here so it stays in my pocket and doesn't get lost when I pull my keys out, which unfortunately has happened to me. So just by itself, though, it's quite small and actually can be left in the iPhone while you're using it, because you can record to it as well. Because storage is another area, so you need something to offload the files with and transfer them to something else so you can clear your phone for, so you have more storage for recording. So storage, as I've said before, is one of the big problems with iPhones. If you haven't purchased one that has a really blown out storage capacity. But the other issue is power. When you're doing recording video, especially if you choose to record at a very high quality, then it's going to eat up the battery on your iPhone. And so you need some kind of external power. And I have that Anchor lipstick-like container that is a good charging device with a short cable. I can even attach it to the iPhone while I'm recording. So take a look at the options and do indeed try doing a little bit more than just videoing, your family and so on, and make some stories, make some memories that are really ones that people are going to want to go back and watch. And then in a follow-up episode, we'll talk about the workflow. What do you do once you've got the video recorded, the clips recorded? How do you put them all together? So thank you very much for checking in on this episode, and please watch the follow-up episode where we talk about mobile video recording workflows. Thank you. Goodbye.